I just like to say I was really happy with today's practice. Normally, the last real practice at training camp, a lot of people get a little bit distracted. But what we did is we went out and really challenged our guys with short yardage, goal line backed up, 2-minute, no huddle, desperation field goals. Covered a lot of ground, and our guys did a nice job. And plus, we got our team, I think, rejuvenated physically a little bit after two long padded practices for the upcoming game. But I'll answer any questions I can.
Tomorrow's closure to camp going to be similar to how you close mini camp, or it's just rapid fire on plays, or something a little different tomorrow?
Well, we'll see. Well, we don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet. These guys have all this modern technology. They'll find out the answer to the test.
Saw Griff Whalen running with Amari and Jordy there for a little bit. What have you liked about what he's done in camp?
He's just been steady, since he's been here. Seth Roberts is out, has been out for a little over a week, hasn't been able to go in the slot much. Martavis has been out, and Whalen has stepped up, and he earned that right, and he's doing some good things.
He and Switzer are similar in that they're smaller slot type of guys. Would you offer some on special teams? What have you seen differentiate the two of them this far?
Well, it's a very, very competitive situation. They're neck and neck, and as you said, special teams will have a big part of that, but also just sheer production. You got to be able to go in there and make plays. You got to be able to go in there and block linebackers sometimes and big safeties. And you have to know a lot of assignments because Derek is going to change plays at the last second. So it's neck and neck with those guys. And when Seth Roberts gets back, it's a very competitive position at the slot.
You have a lot of wide receivers in general. I mean, look at some of these guys, what they do, like Dwayne Harris and Johnny Holton, special teams. How do you sort through the bevy of options that you have? I'm sure this is a good problem to have as you work toward a 53.
Well, it's been a similar problem that we've always had. We get these receivers and we train them from the very beginning to play multiple positions. Edgar Bennett's done a great job. And it's going to be probably right down to the wire to see who makes it, how many guys we can keep. And special teams as well will be a determining factor.
There's one play maybe midway through practice where Martavis is downfield, the car throws, Conley's right on him. They both go up for the ball, come down. I mean, I'm sure there's an exhale when they both get up and jog back to the huddle, but that's good to see those guys in the field and practicing.
I try not to think like that. I think too many of us are thinking like that. There's going to be some of that in this game, and you just got to hope for the best. And our guys did a great job, I think, today and throughout camp, maintaining a really good etiquette, taking care of each other, trying to avoid piles of bodies, being on the ground. But now that I think of it, yeah, I'm glad both of them got up.
Donald Penn.
Since we didn't get to ask you yesterday, just what went into the decision to ask Donald to move over to the right side for now, and how much of it is a reflection of the progress that Colton Miller's made this offseason? Well,
Colton's made a lot of progress. He's done a great job for us, and Donald Penn has played right tackle in the past, and by no means are we done. We haven't settled on any starting lineups yet, but we really didn't want to disrupt Colton's status right now without being sure where Donald exactly was physically. So this is an opportunity to get Penn back on the field with us, not only test the ankle, test his conditioning, get his timing down, get back in the channel of our offense, and then we'll address this later next week.
From a football shape standpoint, where is Donald Penn? It seems like all the time that he's missed, especially for a foot injury, it would take some time for him to get.
Yeah, he'll have to answer that. I think he'll tell you that he's a little rusty, and there's one thing to condition over here in an air-conditioned tent, drinking cherry juice. They do the workout and they get sponged down and they get cherry juice to recover. It's a heck of a lot different when you got to block Justin Ellis and some of these characters. So he needs a lot of cherry juice, I'm sure, today.
How have you seen, I know you were very high on her back at the owners' meetings, but Kelsey Martinez, just how she interacts with all the guys, what have you liked about her?
Well, I like our whole staff. I really like Kelsey. I've known her for a while, and Tom Shaw had a lot to say with bringing her here. He brought a diverse staff. Anthony Batiste, Rick Slate, Coach France, Deuce Gruden. It's a good group of people that really care about servicing our players, and I think they're on the cutting edge of flexibility, speed training, and weight conditioning, and diet.
What kind of a reception are you expecting when the Raiders go back to the LA Coliseum for the first time in forever?
I expect it to be pretty good. That's a pretty cool place. We got a lot of history, the Raiders do, in LA, and I know they're they're housing 2 football teams right now, but I have no idea what to expect in life anymore. I just try to hope for the best.
Have you ever been there before, John, to the LA Coliseum when the Raiders were there?
I have not. No, I have not. Have not.
Playing go ahead.
That's good. I feel the same way, Jay. I was going to answer that question the same way.
We got a random one for you then. Seeing Marshawn out there during the whole practice with the resistance bands up against his legs, I mean, is that something he's been doing recently in camp, or did I just notice that?
No, he has.
Yeah.
I don't think he's worn it perhaps for the entire practice.
Yeah.
He's had a really good camp. I'm really proud of our backs. You know, he has his own, I think, needs in terms of what he feels like he has to do to get ready. And he's played long and hard and good enough in this league to earn that right. So the problem is we're going to have 14 more guys wearing the bands tomorrow. You know, and that's the way it usually goes.
You're playing a team that you're gonna face the first week of the season. Have you ever done anything like this before? And
I don't understand it, honestly. I don't. No, I don't.
You can either be totally vanilla or you could throw everything at them. Is there a sort of a mid? How do you exactly attack a thing like that?
Well, you know, it's a preseason game, and we have a lot of really tough evaluations to get through before we start thinking about what play we're going to call. So we're going to really continue to use this as a evaluation period, and you're going to see a lot of players playing a long period of time that are going to get a chance to show us they belong here, and that's how we're looking at this game.
What was your reaction when you did see just second exhibition game against the team that you'll be facing less than a month out on September 1st, September 10th?
Yeah, like I said, I've never seen that. I mean, I was in the league a long time. I don't remember that. So what are you going to do about it, right? We just got to adjust and adapt, and same for them as it is us.
It looks like you're going to get out of here without seeing Khalil Mack here at all in Napa. Has that any way been a distraction?
I don't think it's been a distraction. You know, it's obviously been, for me, you know, it's been disappointing. You know, obviously, you know, you want to have your best player here. This guy's a really great guy, too. So it's disappointing we don't have him here. We're going to try to get him here as soon as we can. But in the time being, you know, you got to move on. You got to get up. You got to go to work. And that's one thing I'm very proud of what we've done here.
Perfect play is a drill that you guys are able to do with players the first time you get onto the field with them, way back in the spring before OTAs. What you do, though, during this perfect play, I'm sure changes the way you're able to challenge, say, a quarterback to respond to blitz, you know, changing the play. How did you see Connor respond to that, and what have you made of just his overall mental progression since the start?
Well, I think he's done great. I think he's really done a fine job. You know, we're giving him a lot of information. When you see this blitz, there might be 3 things you can do. There might be 4 things you can do, honestly, but it all depends on the down and distance, perhaps the situation, how much time's left, how much risk you want to take. There's a lot of things that you got to be thinking about. And I think he's grown tremendously. I give Brian Callahan, Greg Olson a lot of credit. I know I've probably made him mad most of the time yelling at him, but that's just what I do.
Derek Carr, just seeing the way he operates out here, his fluency level in the offense seems to go beyond the months you guys have had together. I'm sure that's a ton of work behind the scenes. What exactly does it take to get to where he is, and do you feel like his development from a mental standpoint where he is today is more advanced than the time that from a month standpoint you guys have had together?
That was heavy now. That was a heavy one. I think he's, I think he's one of the best in terms of processing information. I think he craves new things. He wants, what do you got today? What do we got today? What are we doing today? What's new? What do we got? He has a photographic memory. It comes so easy to him. He's got the offense mastered more than I do. That's for sure.
How much of a resource was your brother when you brought in Derek Carrier in terms of seeing what kind of guy he was?
Yeah, my son too. My son was strength coach out there. Loved Carrier. Jay loved Carrier. Carrier got hurt as a Redskin, and he got into a log jam. A couple other guys emerged, got released. Sean McVay, who was with the Redskins, claimed Carrier. And when Carrier got to be a free agent, I got Carrier. So there's a lot of Carrier fans out there. I'm leading the charge.
What about his game? Why are you a fan
Good
of
player, man. He's a really good player. He can play in the slot and be a big receiver. He can play in line and be a tight end. He can cover kicks. He can run option routes. He has quickness and savvy and great instincts. He's been a former receiver in college, so he's what I call a joker. You can line him up in any hand. He can line up in the backfield. He can line up here, there, or anywhere. He's a good player.
Coach, forgive me if you've been asked this already, but what's it been like having Jamal Singleton on the staff? It seems like he's really relatable, holding the players accountable, though, kind of like a player's coach.
He's a good coach. He's an Air Force grad, and has a certain degree of character that is special. He got great communication skills, great work ethic. He's upbeat and positive. He's a leader, and he's one of the best running back coaches in football.
Feels like you guys have a good handle on Martavis and what caused him to miss the last couple of practices with the headaches or whatever it was.
I don't know. I really don't know. We're calling Martavis the White Tiger. You know, I used to go to Busch Gardens in Tampa. We call Galloway the White Tiger in Tampa. You know, you go to Busch Gardens and they got a white tiger. You go 12 times, 13 times I went to Busch Gardens. The white tiger was always in his cage. Well, the white tiger came out today. Bryant came out. I don't know if you get that analogy, but sometimes he comes out to play and sometimes he doesn't. And it's good to see him because he's really special, like the white tiger.
You got time for one more, guys.
It's late in the day here, man.
On Obi, update?
I don't have any update. He's being evaluated, and you know, we'll have some information hopefully when we get back to Alameda.
Matt, do you have something?
I was just saying to ask about Jerry Cook. Wasn't out here today. Was he dealing with that?
Yeah, we just, you know, legs and just overall rest. Sore. He's practiced every day and practiced hard, so it's an opportunity for a couple guys to you know, get some extra treatment and prehab, I call it.